Yo, I don't get it. Like the Facebook groups, everyone has a group. There's hundreds of thousands of Facebook groups.
Yeah.
We have a rather large Facebook group of our own. We don't ever kick people out or get rid of their original posts. Like we are part of like hard rock and heavy metal groups and going live on Facebook groups and groups. We are one of the collection of people that we have here read and speak clear English. So like we don't share our music stuff to wrestling groups. We don't share poems to acoustic guitar groups.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't share Xbox related content on heavy metal groups. And the idea of having groups on social media is to promote like inclusiveness. But it's amazing how many people have the authority to not include people even when it's a good fit. So if somebody has a heavy metal group and they don't like the way you look, well, it doesn't matter if it's great heavy metal. They're just going to delete your incoming post.
Well, that's lame.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's the point of having a group if you're only going to include certain people? It's like Wikipedia. People say, I'm going to go and look up stuff on Wikipedia. Why? They don't include all the information.
They only pick their favorites.
They have their favorite buddies that are part of the club. They allow them to write about everything in the world, and everybody else is excluded. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So why would it be good? It's like trying to look at a dictionary, but it doesn't have all the words in it. Look up heavy metal encyclopedia. It's only their version.
That's true.
We all have this.
That's true.
Well, I know because we're not included in it.
Yeah.
We have this. There's a couple of news and press organizations that are really upset about this, and sometimes they go on these like, why isn't sepsis included in the? I tell them you got to relax. It's all right. We're not included. But it's amazing that we have all these search results and search queues and robots and AI and we've got Yahoo and Bing and the all-powerful Google. But what good is any of it if you can't find anything?
Yeah, it's really hard to find stuff these days.
It's all promoted that we'd be able to use these gadgets to find stuff. But if you look and you say, I want to find current blues bands in Manchester, New Hampshire. There's no service, there's no app, there's nothing out there.
You're just going to get some mumbo jumbo from the SEO.
If you want to find current blues bands in Manchester, New Hampshire, go to Strange Brew off of Elm Street. That's usually where they're playing.
You heard that,
So
folks? What is it?
Strange Brew.
Strange Brew.
They always have blues music.
That sounds like fun.
My buddies in Crush Vinyl should go down there. I don't know. What would you say the Adventures of Thaddeus Black? What would you say that music is? I would say R&B blues, right?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I was gonna go with R&B as well.
R&B.
Yeah.
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 I'm talking about all the. Do you know any blues bands in New England? Or
Do I know their names? No.
Well, right. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
But to be fair, I don't follow blues bands.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But I do know where to find them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
At least you know where to find them.
I'm not right. I'm not like that. Right. I know, like I can't.
Right?
You're the key for the people finding these gems.
I'm the encyclopedia.
Well, no. to clarify, it's not like I know. I don't want to seem like I know about a bunch of blues bands.
50
I don't.
stars from Brandon. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Hell yeah.
But I just want to make it clear that I'm not a wealth of knowledge in terms of New England blues bands. I just happen to know personally a handful of people that I've bumped into throughout the years.
Gio said Zachapedia.
Good thing about Zachapedia is it's all inclusive.
Absolutely.
Does that mean you're
Hey guys, we will be mentioning you on our show in a little while.
And that's the Adventures of Thaddeus Black. That's what I was talking about.
Thank you.
It's weird that you said that because we had just mentioned you. What would you call the Adventures of Thaddeus Black? What genre would you call that?
That's why I've been with R&B as well. You kind of stole it from me.
Modern, right. I would say, yeah. There you have it. Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout. Please share the feed. If you're tuning in right now, it's imperative. Our very existence depends on it. So share the feed.
Don't forget, like, subscribe, click that bell if you like what you see.
And also, hold on. This girl's gonna break her flipper. She's on the brink. When you laugh, I don't know
It
if
says rock funk, which makes sense.
okay, I could do it. I could come up with some riffs for him.
99 stars from Chad. Thank
I've got
you.
99 stars, but a bitch ain't one. Let's do it. Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout. This is our podcast. We are a hard rock and heavy metal band from the state of New Hampshire. We're trying to be from other states. We were looking at vans today.
You're trying to be
So
from other
so
states.
we could van it.
You're trying to be from others.
Right. Well, I mean, at least for the performance. You know what I mean?
Great, that's true.
The show's every midweek, and it happens tonight at 7 p.m. on Hump Day.
Once they let us.
And I have this new thing called the top 3 comments of the week. We're going to go and just every week we're going to choose 3 comments that tickle our fancy. So today, I only found 2 today.
Okay.
But every now and then we get feedback, and sometimes that feedback can be stern.
Oh.
Ready for some stern?
Oh, yes, please present the stirred feedback.
All right,
Stern.
now I'm going to...
Brandon with another 50 stars. Thank you.
Oh. You're cool.
So I'm going to be choosing these randomly, and I'm just going to try to find quality comments. So if you like commenting on our page, think long and hard before you comment, because I could obviously throw you under the bus right here on the podcast.
I'm going to start throwing out some comments in there to see if I ever make the cut.
No, and here's the cool thing. Like,
For the band member.
don't worry, I won't put your name, like, even though it's a public comment, obviously, and your name's already in it. I'm not gonna read your name out, so people hyper focus on you. But it may not be the type of comment that we want to hear, or that I want to hear, for that matter. It could be anything. So this is the one this week. Referring to the podcast, the commenter says, "Just saying, if you were not so hard talking about the corporate part of the industry, it may come to you."
What?
I'm not making fun of anybody. I just want y'all to listen and just develop your own ideas. This is what conversation is about, everybody. I don't want to single anybody out. I just want to be able to think. I know it's hard for a lot of us. But he says, and he's just saying, he says, just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
If you are not so hard talking about the corporate part of the industry, it may come to you. That's like saying that if I spoke out about, if I decided and chose not to speak out about abuse or sexual assault, then people would be nicer to me in bed. I just want that. I mean, when I read that, I hear.
Yeah, that's the way I would take it, too.
I hear. You guys have experiences and stories in the music industry, and why don't I just shut the fuck up so people will reward me with music industry tools? Is that what you mean?
What?
If you stop snitching on the guy who's beating the shit out of you,
Right. So
he'll stop beating the shit out of you.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
You
any
just
sense.
have to stop talking about him.
Wow. So as long as I keep mistreatment and stealing a secret, then everything will come to me?
And that's how I take it. That's what it sounds like.
As long as I shut the fuck up on this podcast, my music industry efforts will all work out for me?
Yep, you'll suddenly make billions of dollars and, make it on MTV.
Okay. So,
This is crazy.
the question he poses here is, why would an industry... There was some English here. Why would an industry pay our expenses if all Sepsis does is preach that they are the bad guys and that Sepsis are poor artists trying to make it? I don't remember any live or song that we've written where me and Melissa have sung, "Why, oh, why won't you pay our expenses and we're going to preach because you're bad and we're poor trying to make it." I don't recall that lyric.
Yeah.
What fucking song is that?
None of that.
I don't recall us ever going live ever at any time in our human experience with us looking for attention, sympathy, or asking for handouts. We've never asked anybody to feel bad for us because we don't feel bad. Why would I ask somebody to feel bad for me or give me something when I'm living in abundance? I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Am I missing something?
No.
You can only make me feel, you can only encourage me to behave in misfortune if I agree to that. I don't agree that I'm at this big misfortune because I don't know all of these complete strangers who wish I would keep secrets about them ripping people off. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm in no rush to join or to be friends with any more companies that are taking advantage of musicians. I don't care what the reward is. I don't care what they promise me. I don't want to join any apps, any companies, or make any more friends in music with anyone that plans on taking advantage, exploiting, or mistreating music. Or treating music as only an economy. I don't even want to make friends with people that think music's an economy. Stay the fuck away from me. Just saying, from the videos that you've been putting out lately, that it's kind of killing the reason you're out there. I want to go over that one again. Mm-hmm. Just saying, from the videos that we put out lately, it's killing the reason that Sepsis is out there. Well, I didn't know that you made up the reasons for us making music.
Right. What the...
Excuse me. I didn't realize that you were plugged into every individual in our staff and every musician, and you knew exactly each and every reason why we do the things that we do when we turn off the camera. Congratulations. I'm not mad at you. I just think that you have a wild imagination.
Yeah.
We don't put out videos hoping that the music industry is going to like us. We don't make music hoping that people like us. We don't write riffs and go, oh, I hope and pray that we're going to convert people that like other people's music into liking our original music. We're not over anybody. We're not trying to get rid of the music industry. In fact, the music industry that exists now, as outdated and ugly as it is, can stay right where it is, so I can come back right here next Wednesday and talk about it some more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to talk about.
Right, it's fun to talk about, it's never-ending content, and it's fucked up.
Yeah.
And if I could talk about more fucked up shit on this podcast, I would. But I don't think it would be fair to the band, and I don't think it would be fair to the people on social media. If this was the place, if I treated social media and I treated the internet the way all the other civilians and users do, like it's the Wild Wild West, I'd run around here and saying things at the top of my lungs with no consequence. But I realize that this is also our band page, so I try to keep it to the music. Hope that makes sense. But nah, man, we don't, there's nothing that we do, there's nothing that we broadcast here that is for making it or trying to convince people in the music industry that we should be accepted. If anything, I'm going to question any A&R or any professional person that's spending their time on social media watching my videos. If you were a music mogul or an A&R and was like, man, I would have picked up that Sepsis band. They got great bass and killer lyrics, but that William guy and how he feels about Blue Ridge. If that was the thing that determined you making and completing a professional project with somebody, then I wouldn't want to work with you. If all it took was my haircut and my voice and the way that I felt about broccoli to bother you, then I wouldn't want to work with you professionally. I don't want to be a part of any industry or partnership or anybody that if you think that there's something gross about what we do here, then get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Also, hearing that comment reminds me, now's probably a good time to remind people that we don't force this stuff upon you. If you don't like what we're saying, you can, go to the next video.
There's a lot of other bands. There's a lot of other talk shows. There's a lot of celebrities and cartoons and goofballs and people all over the internet where you could spend your time doing that. There's so many other people going live that'll agree with you. There's so many other books in the worldwide, never-ending, expanding internet. You don't have to be here.
But those that want to be here, we thank you.
Yeah, we really do.
And we appreciate you.
And we do. We really do. This is the contrast. And I love this page because I want to continue to read comments like that. I think it's constructive criticism, and it's a public comment. And that's why I wanted to respond to it with public energy. Because it's important to understand here, you guys, that this podcast is not an application into the music industry and a chance for people to measure and critique my guitar playing. That's reserved for guitar videos. This podcast and my personality, or what you think I do when the cameras go off based on what I'm doing when the cameras are rolling, are not related to each other. Whatever you see while the cameras are rolling is entertainment. And most music moguls, A&Rs, or Hollywood people know that I'm entertaining. It's only the other people that are confused by that. It's only the people that are not or unprofessional that are confused by that. Most people that are watching this podcast, most people that listen to our music, most people that are listening to Slayer and they listen to Raining Blood, they know that Slayer's not really raining blood. So when you watch this podcast, it's kind of the same thing, you know? This is an opinion-based, conversation-based podcast. So I want to leave up comments like that. I don't delete comments like that because I think that they should be analyzed. I think they should be open forum. All right, here's another one. This is a little bit different. Sepsis, and what's really cool about this, before I read this one, this is in the same comment. This is in the same post.
The same.
So, and that's why I want to leave comments like that up, because it's evidence that what we do here is driving the conversations that we hope to. Sepsis, I love how you keep it real with your music. Thank you. Authenticity, music, Sepsis, and storytelling. It's clear that you're focused on creating genuine, meaningful art, and that's something to be respected. How come he can get it, but the past commenter couldn't? What is that?
Why didn't he read that comment before?
No, but what is that? What is that divide, though? How can we go from that past commenter in that same section? They're commenting back to back. How? How do we go? Like, how? How could two types... what two types of fans are these? Or human beings? Whatever.
One that doesn't want someone to succeed and will try to bring them down, and the other.
Well, there's collections of people that love us or hate us or in between that think they can run the company. That's not...
Yeah.
That's just imaginary.
Yeah, they have an imagination.
Okay. But this person says it's clear. They said it's clear that we're focused on creating genuine, meaningful art, and that's something to be respected. So they can clearly understand because they've listened to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't read a piece.
Right.
Y'all are committed to sharing the truth, both positive and challenging aspects of your music. Meaning, they understand that we're not here just for the good times or for a profit. That sometimes the truth hurts, but that's at the price of authenticity. And us being authentic has contributed greatly to us writing good music. What the fuck? We don't have the same pressure that other musicians do trying to act like each other.
Right.
I don't know, guys. So both the positive and challenging aspects of your music, it's important and can be deeply impactful to your audience. I appreciate you for saying that because we agree, and that's the reason why we do it. It's totally understandable. It's totally understandable?
He understands this completely.
Can you move here?
Right?
You're fucking hired.
You're amazing, dude.
Right. You're understood. It's hard for me to be totally understandable and then...
How does someone not understand you?
Right, it's hard. It's hard. All right. It's totally understandable that you want to stay true to your vision and not influenced by external pressures. I need this guy to explain that to the other guy.
Right. Say this louder for the people in the back.
Right, can you everything that I said in response, you know...
Take like a microphone and repeat it.
Everything that I tried to say on this podcast earlier in response to the first commenter was fucking salad. You know what I mean? It was chop suey. It was a mess, and I don't even know if it's what I really wanted to mean. This is what I really mean.
He said this so great.
Right,
so
like
beautiful.
I wish I could had the time to think this out like this guy did, because this is somebody, you guys, who's really in tune, seriously, with what we are really attempting to do. We are much more concerned in writing original music and connecting with talent buyers or venues that understand that and are willing to host that. And I know that there is a very strange rumor out there that we are somehow limited at people who have offers for us to play out. I hate to burst your fucking bubble. We turn down hundreds of shows a year. We turn down hundreds of paid shows a year. And if that makes you sick to your stomach, so be it. I don't give a fuck. I don't even care. So be it. We turn down hundreds of shows every year. Not because we want to. Just responsibly. We can't take everything, you know? We don't take shows that we can't responsibly and professionally take on, you know? Authenticity is rare and valuable. It's a rare and valuable quality in the music industry. And, sir, that's exactly why we like to show our work. Being authentic isn't something we try to do. It is something we show.
And do.
It's something, right? We do it naturally. Mm-hmm. So that's part of being authentic. If we weren't naturally this way, then it would be manufactured.
Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't be authentic.
And then it wouldn't be authentic. So we don't try to be authentic, but we do like to show our work. Straight up. Keep staying true to your art, Sepsis. Melissa Wolf. I hope you continue to find support from those who truly understand and appreciate the depth of your music and storytelling. You could have written our bio. You can come and work here. That was fucking dope.
How to give him a standing up?
No, because that was much better put than I could ever drum up myself. That was so well put. I don't even know how that person is able to understand to that layer. That really encompasses everything that we stand and believe. For real. And I think that sometimes it freaks people out because it's rare.
It's rare to see bands last the test of time.
It is.
It's rare to see bands show their work. It's rare to see bands be authentic.
People support people for a week or two. People People post and they speak up for a short amount of time, and then you see them move on to other things. No, we don't break our stance because this is who we really are in terms of this is our cognitive approach and who we've chosen to be in our mission. So when people say, you better not be you, it's not even up for negotiation. There are already so many, this breaks people's hearts. To those people who hope, to those folks out there who are under the impression that we don't get hundreds of paid shows offered to us every year. I'm not trying to be fresh, but I'm going to burst your bubble. We get offered shows by the people who believe in our mission. I don't know if that's occurred to people yet. The people who pay us for shows, the people that hire our band to come and play, those talent buyers and booking agents, those people believe in the stuff that we talk about on this podcast. A lot of the shows that we get, we're approached by talent buyers and people that believe and have the same ideas and the same respect to mutual and fair treatment to bands as we do. That's how we're getting the shows. I don't think people understand that when you say, oh, Melissa, William, you better not say anything. I don't know if they realize that the more we say, the more we play. I don't know if they've realized that yet.
I like that. The more we say, the more we play.
The more we are ourselves, the more we get booked. I don't know if people realize that. There are fans of gatekeepers and angry metalheads that don't want anybody to be a part of it. Yes, there is definitely that music industry, for sure. And there is another music industry that has emerged, one that we are part of. The new music industry, the one that doesn't give a fuck. Welcome to the show. Let's go over some bullet time. Machine Gun Kelly guitar controversy.
Oh.
This is a new one or like the OG one?
OG?
It's
There's
a
an
new-
OG one?
There's a new one?
Yeah. Did you hear that, Melissa? MGK. What do they call him on the internet?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
I know the Eminem song. That's the only song I know.
Like
Cleaning out your closet. What's it called? Digging up the closet.
I think it is called cleaning out.
No, that's the Eminem one. But you know the one I'm talking about. Digging up a hole or whatever. The guy's got a shovel. He's got dirt all over his cheek. You know what I'm talking about?
the only thing I know is the
Rap Devil.
the Eminem diss track against MGK
That's
bullied
it.
him so much that he switched from rap to pop punk.
I've never heard. I've
Eminem
never
bullied
heard.
him out of a genre.
Damn. I didn't know that. So I thought he was just a talented guy. I thought he bounced around. Now look, I did last year. I'm a guitar player, so I saw everybody flipping out about the Hello Kitty guitar he had. Is that what it was?
No. I don't think people were flipping out about. Well, at least that could have been a whole separate one. No, his guitar tech admitted that he had a switch that turns it off and everything. So he was pretend playing on stage.
He fake plays guitar on stage?
Come on,
Allegedly.
Everybody fakes guitar on stage now.
What?
Oh, there was
Get out of here!
the guitar tech had a video playing and everything this is how he does it.
Oh, this is awful.
Oh, we should watch that. That's
Why
fun.
is this accepted? This is awful.
Well, I mean,
that's modern. It's kind of.
it could just be stuff that's taken out of context. For example, Black Veil Brides had that controversy where
backtracks.
someone took a picture of their amps and they didn't have any speakers in the back of them.
Right, right. You know about that with stage hands and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I
props.
do, but this is just...
It's like backtracks, though.
I just hate how it's still here. I hate how people are still doing it. I hate how people
What do you
are
mean?
fake playing musicians. Fake playing the guitar, fake
Allegedly.
having this. Sorry, allegedly.
I'm not mad at you, but you got to understand. Aside from having orchestral parts in rock bands, backtracks are here to stay. I know you think that it wasn't a fad or something like that. You thought that?
If anything, they're getting more powerful.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real.
Backtracks allow, the small local musician the opportunity to have big arena symphonies behind them without having to pay an entire symphony.
Or get along with people.
And fit them all into a small room.
And pay them. Yeah, the problems with paying musicians now were the same problems they had in the 20s.
They can't work together?
No, they can't get paid. Well, both.
They can't work together as a team and they can't get paid.
And nobody will pay them. That's the reason of the modern day drum kit. No one has realized. Listen, the reason why there's a modern day drum kit with 7 or 8 pieces on it is because they started firing percussionists.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, yeah.
The reason why you have a drum kit is because they couldn't get 7 guys to work alongside each other and clang and bang around. They figured out, hey, one guy could be doing all these jobs. They went, drummers, meet drummer. You're fired.
We had some budget cuts and we're consolidating your position.
Right. Tony, you're on the xylophone. The rest of you start the buses. You know what I mean?
Well, when you put it like that,
Right.
it's starting
Tony's
to make
like,
a
I'll
little
get
bit
my
more
bag.
sense.
Right? That's how it was back then.
Right, and now we have the
Right.
modern day.
Right. I mean, you have to remember, you can't really complain about like backtracks because then you'd be complaining about recordings, and then we'd have a whole nother argument on our hands.
Right.
Because what we're really arguing about being mad at the original musician that was already on stage, already getting paid. The street performer that was already on stage and already getting paid with no interruptions until some smart investor or some accountant or banker or some A&R or some billboard mogul walked into their life and said, hey, why don't you take all that value that you have on stage and put it on this little piece of film, put it on this little piece of tape. Let's take a snapshot, an image of this recording, an image. Let's take an image, an artificial snapshot of your real recording, and let's put it on a box. Huh? And you're going to be a superstar. And then they said, let's take that image and we're going to put it and broadcast it on the radio, and everyone's going to think you're amazing, and we're going to promise you all type of money and pussy and power and gangster shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's somebody had to convince somebody to take a real, authentic, human-generated, physical, blood, sweat, and tears performance, and they convinced them to put it on a machine thing. They convinced the musician, the street musician, the real-life, organic, original performer, and they convinced them, take a snapshot of your real performance. Life will be easier for you then. All we have to do is take a snapshot of this performance, and your life as a musician is going to get better. Instead of you getting on stage over and over and over again, instead of you having to practice, instead of you having to hit that note right every single time, instead of you having to drive city to city, instead of us investing money into this, instead of you going broke, just put all of your art on this company's little gadget and your life is going to get easier. And the musician went for it.
You just got 20 stars from Chad and another 20 from Brandon.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yo. But that's how it works. The music is inside the person. And anytime somebody comes up to you and tells you that your cultural birthright to vibration is mostly an economy, and you agree to that, then you're going to get everything you deserve. The music is inside of me. If my laptop blows up, I know where every symbol on Blacklight Invasion goes. They don't know which is more powerful now, copyrights or artificial intelligence. They write each other out. There's no law that is updated enough to compete. So now they both don't mean anything. We're just in limbo. Every time we create and we have a new breakthrough with the new technology, we're going to have the same type of forces and the same type of challenges that we have to, manage and adjust and measure. The question is, do we have time to do that? All right. So, yeah. No, I don't know how the hell I went off course. Machine Gun Kelly. Good thing I have notes.
Sorry, I got you monologuing.
Yo, you had me go, bro. You got me fired up. I was in it. No, Machine Gun Kelly, he now has. I can't believe that whole conversation came out of that.
Yeah.
Wow, we are psychopaths.
It's a heavy. Yeah.
This is a psychopathic podcast. He has a brand new guitar unveiled this week, and the only reason why I'm covering this story is because it's a Schecter.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's gonna.
So, as you guys know, I play a Schecter Nope, a C1 Schecter Nope.
The Nope guitar.
So it's a razor blade. You heard? It's a guitar shaped like a razor blade. Do you care? Are you triggered? What do you think of? What comes to mind? I thought of cocaine. What do you think of?
It's in the shape of a razor.
It's in the shape of a razor. What do you think about?
Were
I thought about bagging up
were
crack in the
people
90s.
mad at his name before? People were getting mad that he was called Machine Gun and now he's got a razor for a guitar.
Well,
What's
hold
going
on.
on here?
Hold on. Now, let me tell you something. First things first. Machine guns are arguably and controversially cool at this time. I would have told you years and years ago, I'm a boys man's man. You know? I used to like pellet guns and wrestling and you know what I'm saying? So I used to think machine guns are really cool. Nowadays I'm feeling a little bit different about it, you know, I don't know how cool it is. I don't know. And then, of course, but I'm really, I'm metal and I love Halo, so machine guns are cool. You know? So
Yo, facts.
you know what I mean?
They are really
Right?
cool.
Machine guns are cool as long as they're
Halo.
not hitting babies. You know what I mean?
They're cool in Halo. They're cool in Halo.
All right. Right. They're cool in cartoons.
Right.
No, but
Video games.
Yeah.
they're not always cool aimed at people. Let's face it, especially little ones that can't fight back. Now,
Right.
what was I going with that? Oh, and then there's razor blades. Razor blades are cool. I mean, you might think of negative stuff with them, but I don't. I think of cocaine and other things. Not that cocaine is positive, but if you know what I'm saying. Trust me, I've been sober for years.
See, that's how you know we're from like different generations, though. You think like cocaine,
Yeah.
and I'm from the Netflix generation, so my first thought is 13 Reasons Why.
What is
Oh
that?
my gosh!
Is that appropriate?
I didn't
Is that
even
not?
think of that.
Well,
oh
you didn't
my
think of it.
God.
No, but you didn't think of it.
I feel like he's just giving the people something to talk about.
You think it's for publicity. I like this. See, this is why I want to inspire discussion. Now, what do you think?
Thank you for 20 stars, Chad.
Wow, dude, what is this, a fucking stars night?
Right?
Yeah, I think this is just like a publicity stunt, just like a one-time trying to do like a viral trending thing.
That's what you think.
Just trying to make a trend.
So, what's the thing that you're talking about there?
Oh, it's a show where a girl kills herself.
Aha.
Also
So,
a book.
so,
Razors
Yes, there is.
yes.
like cutting.
Yeah.
Cutting themselves.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's what the controversy is about. So, Machine Gun Kelly, whose name is Machine Gun, I don't know why anybody would think anything less. He has a guitar. I'm not making fun of him. It's his name. He chose it.
Yeah, you did.
I like when I say somebody's name's Machine Gun, they look at me like I'm fucking nuts. My name's William. My name's not fucking Chainsaw. Don't look at me like that. Everybody looks at me like I'm the crazy motherfucker. If I had a name like Ice Pick or fucking Tech 9, all these fucking guys, I don't have none like that. My name's William. I came to play guitar.
That's really funny.
Everybody thinks everybody thinks I'm a maniac. Oh, that guy has a name.
Trebuchet.
Right. Holy shit. See that guy over there? Yeah, his mother named him.
Crossbow.
Oh. This is fucking crazy. So,
I'm dying.
now, I understand the controversy between, especially kids today, with razors and machine guns. And that's why you guys probably think it's a controversy, right? Am I guessing that's why?
I don't.
I don't.
Okay, because the reason why I say this is because there are no adults on planet Earth. No actually, fully developed adults, okay, that give a shit about anything he's talking about.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe anyone over 25 years old gives a shit what kind or shape Machine Gun Kelly's guitar is in.
I don't know.
Do
I
you
think
really
that
care?
I don't, but I feel like there's a lot of conservative Christians out there that have nothing better to do than to read too much into this.
Really? Can you please put a 1 in the chat, everyone, if you care, if you are emotionally invested? And I'm not going to ever make fun of you. I don't make fun of what people care about, except for that commenter. But everybody but him. Now, look, if you can just please point out to me somebody over 25 years old that cares if Machine Gun Kelly's guitar is a rectangle or a triangle or it has the Star Spangled Banner written on it. Like, who gives a fuck what he's doing? Who cares if he's taking his Razor guitar and chopping up cocaine with it?
Right?
Who cares?
I mean, shit, Gene Simmons had a fucking battle axe bass.
Right, Ozzy Osbourne sucked a bat's butthole. I feel like we've done it all.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he gave it head.
And think about it. Peter would be all over you today. They would never stand for that. Hey, man, he put people in jail for less. Remember that pigeon with the drill rap kid?
Oh, that's right.
The drill rapper shot a pigeon and they put him in federal prison.
Oh, yeah.
For shooting him.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's illegal to shoot
But
a
if
pigeon.
you're Ozzy Osbourne, you can have finger sex with a ferret. Just depends who you are. Just depends what neighborhood you live in.
That's true. State law varies.
It does. It does. Each senator, they all have different tastes. So, I don't know. Because here's the thing. Is like playing a razor-shaped guitar going to influence somebody to off themselves?
I don't.
What
think
about
so.
No, but nobody's getting on old. What's his name? Papa, what's his name? What's his name?
20 stars from Brandon.
Oh my gosh, this guy. It's not Ronnie Radke. It's
Are you talking about the lead
Papa
singer
Pig?
of Ghost?
Papa Pig. No,
Papa
what's his name?
Roach?
Papa Roach.
Oh shit, that
Cut
was
my life into pizza.
Ah.
Just to that motherfucker. No one ever says nothing about him.
20 stars from Chad. Thank you.
Think about that.
You guys are.
I was gonna. I was just about to say, is there like a bidding
Remember that?
competition?
Star Wars.
No one ever got on him. You know what I'm saying? After all the crazy stuff that happened in the 90s and the early 2000s and everything, and you had him talking, Papa, he was talking about cutting his life into pizza and all this other shit.
It's not DiGiorno.
And his little buddy just did it now. The little guy that's always complaining about backtracks and fucking merch cuts.
Ronnie Radke?
Yes! He just redid the Papa song. Talk about he cuts his life into pieces and all this fucking stuff like that. So why aren't they getting on him?
Right. That's a
You
good
never
point.
hear people.
That's a good
you never.
point.
Everyone's mad at MGK having a razor guitar, but you can shoot an old lady in the back of the head in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Why do people even care about what's going on in music at all? When you know what I'm saying? When in Hollywood they have all kinds of crazy.
Well, it all depends on the
You
artist.
got P
'cause-
Diddler. You got the other guy there. What's the other guy now? P Diddler and the other one. The other one's doing it now too.
There's another one?
Well, no, R. Kelly.
He's already done.
Yeah.
There's anher one?
They're all doing it.
Chris Brown's latest hit.
Right. So the
What?
thing is, you got the Duty, the Diddy, the Diddler, and you got the other one, the pizza Papa guy. He cuts his life into pizza. No one should be upset.
Yeah.
Look at all the stuff that you can do.
Yeah, but I feel like people pick and choose which artists they want to drag through the mud. Like Marilyn Manson got shit after Columbine
That's
because
true.
they allege that his music inspired it.
Well, that's what I'm
And then
saying.
same with
There's
the-
a lot of movies that cover the topic of suicide, and nobody goes crazy over it. There's
I
a
think they
lot
gave
of.
Ozzy shit for somebody killed himself after listening to Suicide Solution.
Well, what about bands like Suicide Silence? No one's flipping out.
Exactly. It all depends on
Well, I mean,
if it's
like,
convenient to take somebody
well,
down or not.
that's what I mean. We were told many times in the last 10 years that we shouldn't have a name like Sepsis because we'll never get booked 3 awards later. But somehow they said we should change our name. Recently we were told change our name. But I was like, what about Cannibal Corpse?
Right.
And anthrax, like Public Enemy, Biohazard, Butchered Babies. I mean, sepsis is the least of your problems.
Right? What about anal cunt?
I mean, why be mad? That's crazy. Why be mad? I don't
real
even know
band.
how you sell that. Like, can they put that on Spotify? Look, can we look that up? But, like, how could you be mad at a razor-shaped guitar, assuming that it encourages people to self-harm when you have massive bands like Slipknot? Isn't Slipknot used for hanging?
Brandon says some of the guitars on Fortnite look like razors. Maybe that's where he got the idea.
From Fortnite.
Zach is blown away.
Anal cunt is in fact on Apple Music.
And it says anal C word? I don't want to say it too many times.
Right?
Look, they have some pretty strong racist stuff too. Look at
Right?
that. I'm surprised they put that up there like that. Read that. That's pretty heavy.
I'm not even allowed to say a lot
I'm not
of these
even
words.
gonna say that. Can you take a screenshot of that and send it to me?
Yeah.
I like stuff like that.
It's funny because when Apple gives you the suggested artists, it blurs out the C part.
And also change the racial
It leaves
slurs.
anal, but oh yeah, you can't put racial stuff up anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to encourage any more of that.
Right.
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
You'll be in a suit for sure. Wow. So that was one thing. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
So, are you guys ready for Doja Cat's Scarlet Tour? It's coming to VR.
Wait, Scarlet Tour?
VR.
Follow.
Thank you for the follow. Melissa, are you ready for Doja Cat's Scarlet Tour? It's coming to VR.
To VR?
It's coming to VR.
Interesting.
Like,
How is that gonna work? Like
how does a tour come to VR?
Right.
Yeah.
How does that work?
See?
Where
now,
is VR?
Let's
Do you
go,
get to do the behind the scenes
Well,
too? Are you
let's-
Doja Cat?
Let's go back to the original conversation. I said that they had to talk the musician off the stage and into the Walkman. Okay?
Right.
Now they have to talk the audience members out of the venue.
Elvis has left the building, and now you should too.
What?
Yes, I mean think if you were Live Nations and you didn't have to pay a crew. Think how much money you could get. Think how much more money you could. Think how many more people you could rip off if you get to fire 90% of your staff. All the big companies are doing it. All the big tech companies are firing this year. You didn't know that?
It's not just tech companies. Fast food service in California is getting slashed to hell because of a new minimum wage law that takes effect in April.
That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. That's actually tough. That's tough for those people out
Yeah,
there.
1,200 people have already lost their jobs because of it.
That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that. Keep an eye on this virtual concert stuff. I know everybody. Remember everybody after the pandemic, Melissa? Oh, that's it. We're just done with it. And I said, no, we're not. And everybody's like, no, the metaverse is done now. I said, no, we're not. I keep telling you guys, just like I told you guys with video games and DAWs, just like I told you guys before with cell phones and computers. You guys think that's not the metaverse has gone away. No, they're just done with that level of it. They just wanted to train that part of it. Everybody that's using AI right now, you guys are all convinced it's for making bad art and, saturated, terrible music. No. No, no, no. That's just the tutorial program for the machines.
That's just
You are the
start.
yeah, you're the tutorial.
That's just the start.
There's nothing you can do about it. Spotify launches a day list because it knows your music tastes vary through the day.
A day list?
Yeah, not a playlist, a day list.
Like this is your playlist for the
Yes,
day?
they're saying that Spotify knows you much better than you do, and therefore is now creating a day list that it believes you'd rather hear rather than the songs that left up to you'd hear. Because it knows what you would rather hear during the day. Because after all, music is an economy, and Dan Eck built Spotify for millennials, not Gen Zers. Nothing lasts forever. Remember I said it.
I mean, back when I had Spotify, they had that like daily mix thing. And every now and then, like, you know, like on Wednesday, they'd have a good selection, but then like the next day, it'd be terrible. So I wouldn't trust this day list thing if it's anything, if it's the same algorithms as before, because
Gen Z kids like discovery. Millennials don't. Millennials thought people bringing things to you was luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Millennials were convinced that
go out and explore.
Millennials were convinced that you were luxurious when you paid other people to do things and to live your life for you. Whereas that's not true with the younger folks. As the younger folks are starting to get older, we're realizing that just in the same way that Gen X children are not mini boomers, millennials are not mini Gen Xers. And Gen Zers are not carbon copy, duplicate, mini versions of millennials.
Mm.
We're realizing that Gen Zs are intellectual. And as they get older, they're sophisticated. And they have a lot more investment in value and because of time management. They're a lot more aware of their mortality sooner than we are. Gen Zs are ready to live their lives more than they are and more than we were. And because Gen Zs are more excited and ambitious and ferocious about living their lives, chances are they will have more opportunity at originality, creativity, and discovery. And they will be ferocious to have it. Because look at how ugly it's been.
Yeah, we definitely are ferocious.
You guys aren't kids anymore.
No, we're like young adults now.
Right. And they're ferocious about their experience.
Yeah.
They've looked at people like me and they've saw me got robbed. They look at you and Melissa and they go and they see, you know what I mean? They've seen how you guys have been talked off the stage.
We've observed all of this as wallflowers for so long.
They saw the real estate crisis. They saw what happened with Katrina. They heard the stories. You know what I mean? Like they heard the stories about Y2K. They see post Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
It's the history is observable. The eye level war on information is here. And the war of words and space and ideas are here. And this generation understands that threat better than my mother's. They're more equipped to deal with that better than I am. The internet is a place that they can recognize because they were born with it.
Mm.
People thought it was a joke one time. We did we were walking somewhere and we did some art thing, real thing, and Lexi saw a payphone.
I remember that.
And people were like, she doesn't know what that is. I was like, no. And they're like, she doesn't know what that is? No.
Why would she?
Why would she?
What the heck?
Yeah, they took them all out before her time.
Right. She would never.
I've only seen them in movies. Like, I've never seen, like, a real
A
life.
real one sitting there. If you saw
Right.
one life size there, you wouldn't really know what it was looking at it.
I haven't seen one since I was a wee little one.
They're really cool, actually.
Yeah. Well, when you find them now, if you see them now, in most places they're now art.
Mm-hmm.
Like people have painted them or made them into flowers.
One thing I learned as a little kid that I didn't know is, like, because I always thought with a payphone you had to pay to use it. So, little 5-year-old me thought if I dial 911, nothing will happen.
I didn't put a quarter in that shit.
Turns out there are 2 people you can call without paying for a payphone: operator and 911.
Yeah.
That explains.
We were masters as kids at calling the operator and getting free stuff.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say, that's the easiest way to do this, then, is just call the operator.
We always used to call the operator.
That's
and
why
have them-
everyone called the operator? Because it was free?
We all used to call the operator and drive them crazy. I mean, that was the fun thing to do as a kid, is like call up the operator and say like sexual stuff. Come on, that's what we did. Everybody,
That's awesome.
Everybody from the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s knows right now you're guilty.
Yeah,
as
free
fucking
phone sex.
charged, dude. No, and some of them play
awesome.
back too. Like they talk
Yeah.
some shit back to you,
That's awesome.
or some get mad and just cut you
Right.
out.
Sean says it was satisfying to push the metallic buttons.
It was.
It really was. Yeah, it really was.
I've always wondered, like, why people
They were
that are,
made
like,
so
calling
well.
a friend would dial the operator first instead of just calling their friend. Now it makes sense.
Well, there's another way you could collect calls that way. So you could there were collect call companies that were like third party called like apps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think like apps, but because all like the idea of apps all came from like third party silly phone service stuff.
Okay.
So like think of it like that, like like you could call the operator and have them third party call your house and then charge it to your phone, to your home phone. You just had to get the receiver to accept the collect call, and the charges would be placed on the carrier. Like there was all type of crazy hacks you could do, and just like you have hacks now, there was devices that you could hold up to the speaker and get free calls. We used to fucking cut holes in the quarters and put the quarters in, pull them back. We had, I mean, good thing my parents have moved on now, but I mean, we used to rip those things out right out of the fucking ground. They were covered in change, cut and bust them open with fucking.
Yep.
I don't want to get, too descriptive, but yeah.
Wow.
We used to, rip them right off the fucking wall with a truck.
Simpler times back then.
Yeah. The sledgehammer, bust them open. You bust open a bunch of those things. You'd be
Same
all right
with the
for a
old
while.
school pay meters.
Yeah. I mean, all those old machines had the cool hacks. Like even the stuff with like runts and skittles and shit like that. You used to have the old hacks where if like you hit it a certain way and you did it at a certain speed and we had them all rigged, man. You get free candy, sodas. There was nothing as a kid that they couldn't keep us out of. We were in everything. They used to tip the soda machines.
When I
If
was
you
in
tip
high
them
school,
forward,
we,
they used to fucking fall over and shit. Fucking arcades.
When I was in school, there was an autistic kid who was like, even though he couldn't talk, he was like a computer whiz.
Mm-hmm.
So we convinced him to reprogram all the vending machines so that it only took a penny to get everything.
You guys are genius.
I hope y'all paid him well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right. Like he gets all the dope stuff.
Right. That's so genius.
Yeah.
Did anyone get in trouble?
All the
No.
time. Oh.
Well, not in that situation. No one got in trouble. They couldn't figure out. Who
We
did
got
it.
in trouble all the time. But that's what you did then.
Right?
Like the police are at home playing on their phones now.
Right.
Back then, the police chased around robbers and shit. It was fucking crazy. Like everyone ran around
No one ran
all the
around.
time.
You got to think there wasn't YouTube or the internet to keep
Everybody
you
were
occupied. so-
everybody, even in the winter, people were out. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like people biked and walked everywhere. It was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You draw instead of a chat room, you walk down to the park and chat there.
Yeah.
That sounds so nice.
I remember, like, early high school, like, big group of friends, like, if it was somebody's birthday, like, there'd be, like, a massive sleepover and the whole neighborhood would congregate.
Okay, yeah, like, even
did,
back
like,
then, people that... You know how, like, people don't even talk to people they get along with now? Because they make each other sick? Back then, you talk to people you didn't get along with.
Yeah.
Because you could get your teeth knocked out. So you got along with people. Because you had to. Or else. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, kids came to your birthday party that you weren't really fond of. And it was good for you because you learned to shut the fuck up and deal with it. You had to deal and maintain things that weren't perfect.
Thank you, Chad, for 20 stars.
Now, when you're at the store, you go somewhere and somebody's in your face that you're not expecting, you're going to have an anxiety attack because you're not fit and qualified with the same type of environment that we used to have before, where that was an everyday thing. You went to the store with people that you didn't see eye to eye with, that had different political views, that had different color eyes, you had to be confronted. We lived in a world where we didn't pretend that we were surrounded by our own thoughts and ideas all the time. We were reminded that we're really small. Like when you get in an airplane, if you've ever been on an airplane or a Ferris wheel, and you start to take off, you start to ascend into the sky, you start to kind of get that feeling that we're not that important.
Thank you, Kevin, for 100 stars.
What is going on?
Oh my gosh, Kevin!
Well, I know somebody that's getting new guitar strings.
That somebody is you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No, Hot Sauce breaks more guitar strings than I do.
What?
She's ferocious and young and strong. I'm not. I'm
Right.
kind of just like stoned and tired.
She's gonna break more guitar strings.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
We got it covered.
I've turned into like, I've turned into the Groove Master. Ever since Loudwire said that we were groove metal, I was like, fine, fuck it.
Is that why everything's so groovy?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I like groove metal then.
Bow net, bow, but bit bow net, bow net, bow net.
Bow neck. Sorry.
So yeah, look out for that. Oh, aren't you excited? Samsung is unpacking the S24. It is a Galaxy AI Samsung S24, and it's new and it's cool. Hey, be lookout for everything is about to be AI. Like AI tennis shoes, you know, AI toothbrush, AI eyebrow brushes. They're gonna claim that even Kool-Aid has artificial intelligence. Be ready for this nonsense, world. Please be ready, world, for the nonsense of everything AI. Just hold your breath for the next 5 years because it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be AI fucking hats. AI what?
Kevin with 50 stars.
Oh my
and
God.
Chad with 20.
Are you guys fucking with us?
Thank you. Thank you.
They must want me to change the subject. Keep giving me stars if you
So-
want me to change the subject.
Instead of them calling the AI that's already in their phone right now Siri or Alexa, it's just
Shh,
gonna
don't say anything.
It's just gonna be called AI.
No, they all have stupid new names. And you know,
That's
every couple months we have to have a new thing. A Susie, a David, a Davy, every boopy, boppy, oopy, toopy, poopy. Everything's, you already
Right.
know. It's going to be all day, all the time. Every fucking company is going to need one of these fucking
Right.
things. The toothy, poopy.
Your
It's gonna,
cup's gonna have
everything.
It's
It's going to be AI fucking orange juice, AI fucking everything. And they all have to name it all. A bunch of fucking adults playing with everything like fucking dolls and changing its hair. Everything's got an avatar and it's got a birth date. You got to go register it, subscribe to it. It's fucking crazy. What are you?
It's gonna turn into Star Wars.
Right. No, but there's literally like going to be a family of AIs living with you, not even paying rent.
This is Fahrenheit
Freeloading
451. I
bastards.
can't. This is Star Wars and Fahrenheit 451. I can't.
Don't have an anxiety attack.
I'm not gonna have an anxiety attack. I am a Gen Zer. I am prepared, but I'm just saying.
I was going to say, if anybody's ready for 3CPO, it's you.
Right.
Boopy boops.
I'll be your friend.
There you go. Some people are looking forward to being friends with robots.
They'll come in handy.
They'll come in handy for you because you have tendinitis. Think of that.
Right.
500 stars from Geo.
Oh, shit!
He said, "Say it again. I dare you."
I'm not going to talk about anything anymore. That's it. That's how you. I'm going to start putting that up as a menu. 500 stars, and I just stopped talking for 5 minutes. So more Apple Vision Pro hands-on impressions have been heavy, but impressive. Just like the price tag.
Apple's giving hand jobs now? Huh.
Apple's giving out more Vision Pro demos.
Sounds
Pro,
sexy.
it's a pro demo.
I like to watch.
Have you seen one of these things? They're about 300 pounds.
Oh,
20 stars from Chad.
I guess we're moving on to weather.
Right. In other news. We'll never get to anything.
Back to you, Lexi.
So the thing is $3,000. It's
Good God.
It's definitely not anything that I'm gonna. $3,000 to play video games.
That's too much.
You lost
Does it have
me.
AI?
It is AI. Everything's AI. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. So the new cell phones are AI. So people that were saying that they don't want to do AI. Good friend of ours was saying the other day they like cell phones, like flip phones and stuff. They do have that. They still have those. For those people who do like that, that's still there. I guess the real problem is when we want other people to want what we want. That's always the big dilemma with the world. It's not really like you hear people say, "I want to go back to vinyl," or "I want to go back to cassette." Yeah, but nobody else does. If I want to go back to the way when we all used to ride bikes. No, because you didn't ride them then. We always say what we want to do, but really, a lot of times it's what we want others to do. I want to go back to a time when we rode bikes. No, you want other people to ride bikes, and you want to play Xbox.
100 stars from Geo. He said, "You said it again. You wound me. I am wounded in the heart."
Oh, don't be
Gio.
wounded.
Don't be wounded.
I can't have
Come
that.
here. It's okay.
Look, Lexi's gonna nurse you back to health.
Come here.
Virtual Lexi.
Come here. I have hugs.
Now that would be a product.
Put a 1 in the chat if you'd buy a virtual Lexi assistant. Oh, we already have her. We have the real one. Put a 2 in the chat if you'd rather the real thing.
Thanks, guys. I'm happy to be here.
Set up all you ones out there.
1, 1, 2.
Oh.
He waited for the real
2.
thing.
Shout out.
2.
Everyone's like, hold on, I'm changing my 1 into 2 because I didn't know he was gonna have multiple choice.
1.
There's always.
No, I ain't hating on y'all for having the 1. Come on now.
It's okay.
Lexi's amazing.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome, seriously. I'm happy to be y'all's assistant.
So everyone's really terrified of this new thing coming. Like we didn't know it was going to be here. ChatGPT is poised to have video features.
Oh
Dun
my
dun
gosh.
dun.
I'm surprised they haven't had that
Right,
already.
right.
20 stars from Chad.
No, but they're saying like this is really gonna ramp up the AI porn.
Nice. I mean, oh.
All right.
So terrifying.
We're going to jump right into this. The music industry applauds the introduction of No AI Fraud Act in Congress. This is for you, Gio. Leading voices in the music industry and other creative fields are launching into the introduction of a new bill in the U.S. House of Representatives that moves really slow and aims to protect people from having their image and voice used in AI-generated deepfakes. This is a step for all the folks out there that felt the same way about the internet. When the internet came out, there were all kinds of privacy arguments that I agreed with then. People argued about our privacy on the internet when social media came out and when internet advertising became a big thing. When advertising, cookies, and saving data, when advertisers can do that, and that became dominated on the internet, when SEO and advertising dominated the internet, so did the battle for privacy, and so did, the battle for advertising space supremacy. So every time we have a breakthrough in gadgets like this, you're going to have these arguments. I'm on Geo's side as much as we report on it. I think that sometimes it might feel like I might be like excited about this stuff, or like maybe even like promoting it. But I feel like it's more like the internet or social media or any other scientific breakthrough that gets exploited. The less we talk about it, the less we're going to be prepared to deal with whatever is coming for us. Good or bad, you know what I mean? We won't be able to get an advantage, take an advantage. It'll be hard for us to understand what's going on. Think of how many people, especially like bands, think of how many musicians were late to the party as far as copyrights or websites.
Right.
No, don't we make fun of everybody for not you guys didn't know about social media. That's what all the bands should be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bands are a business. We all talk to people like bands should know this stuff. But look at how many bands were late to the party and got made fun of just for joining social media in the beginning. And now it's like fucking unheard of. Right. Now you couldn't never make it in social media with that. Now you can never make it in any DIY and or otherwise. There's no way you could survive creating music without the force of the internet. Where would you put your music? How would you find the people and network to get on stage or get your fans to the show?
I mean, you can try to do it in person, but they're going to revert you back to their website in order to do something.
If you go into a club and be like, yeah, I want to play here, they'll be like, well, give us the links to your social. First thing they always ask.
Yeah, even when you walk in with if you walked in with a hard press kit.
Right.
The paper receipt, the paper copyright is not competitive anymore. You know what I mean? So think of like the newspaper versus the news app. No one's walking down the street and read the same story and unfold it and put it in their trash and
No.
Actually, I still have a newspaper.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only person that reads the newspaper is Zach.
That's awesome.
But that's also a reinforcing point of why I say just because all this stuff is here doesn't mean the other stuff has replaced it. Microwaves have not replaced a home-cooked meal. Just don't be lazy. All right. I'm not trying to breathe in your face. The No Artificial Intelligent Fake Replicas and Unauthorized Duplication Act was brought forward on Wednesday, January 10th by bipartisan group of the House of Reps led by whatever her name is. She's from PA, and some other cat, and she's from Florida. All right? The bill goes a long way establishing, quote unquote, right of publicity at the federal level in the United States of America. Thank you for hosting our stream. A right of publicity is an intellectual property right that protects against unauthorized use of a person's likeness, their voice, or other aspects of their identity. Unlike many other intellectual property rights, the rights of publicity isn't consistently recognized in laws around the world or even in the United States. Of 50 states, 19 have a law explicitly recognizing the right to publicly, in some form, including California, New York, Florida, while 11 other states have recognized publicity rights as a matter of common law. Which basically is weak. The No AI Fraud Act establishes an intellectual property right that every individual holds over their own likeness and voice, meaning you are your own copyright. Meaning you are your fingerprint is a natural copyright. In other words, you feel me? It's your birthright to be you.
Right.
I think that's fucking dope.
That's amazing.
That means people like Melissa won't have to get her voice registered. It's her birthright to have her voice. You can't charge her to protect her voice. It's her right to her own.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
Y'all like that? Gio, I know Gio's got to be loving this. Come on, bro.
That's incredible.
He said, so my foot pics are mine.
They sure are, buddy.
Yes,
For
they
sure.
are. Yes, they are. I
For sure.
promise.
For sure.
I promise. There's only one. Everybody has
They're all yours.
their own identity. That is something. Here we go. The No AI Fraud Act establishes an intellectual property right that every individual holds over their own likeness and voice. Every individual. It would allow individuals to seek monetary damages for harmful or unauthorized use for their likeness and guards against sexually exploitive deep fakes like child sexual abuse material. That's what everybody wanted to hear.
Thank you.
That's what we've been wanting to know.
Thank you.
If somebody makes a copycat of Zach doing something that he really wouldn't do, can we hold those people accountable? The answer is yes. The law will seek to balance the rights against the First Amendment to safeguard speech innovation, according to a fact sheet on the proposed law circulated by the sponsoring representatives. Meaning there's nobody to fight it. There's nobody to fight this. No one's standing there going, no, we need another Ronald Reagan. We need Ronald Reagan to say some different things. We all agree we don't need it. From an AI-generated Drake to an AI-generated Weekend duet to Johnny Cash singing Barbie Girl, new songs by Bad Bunny that he never recorded, to a false dental plan endorsement featuring Tom Hanks. Business and individuals are hijacking professional voices and images, undermining the legitimate works and aspirations of essential contributors to the American culture and commerce. The proposed legislation is a crucial first step in safeguarding the intellectual property of our artists, creators from bad actors who may try to exploit their work. The proposed legislation has garnered the approval of a number of prominent voices in the music industry, including the Recording Industry Association of America. And some of these people, for good reason, even some of the big thieves and gatekeepers don't want that to happen too. There's some controversy there. The No AI Fraud Act is a meaningful step towards building a safe, responsible, ethical ecosystem. The bill has gained support from Universal Music. Yeah. They have a discussion draft in October. If the bill in the U.S. Senate is titled No AI Fraud Act, anybody can look it up. While aiming to achieve similar ends, the proposed bill focuses more directly on businesses involved in unauthorized deep fakes. So there'll be more, but this particular conversation and bill will be going up to address people specifically stealing anyone's birthright to their own identity. So you don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be, if all of a sudden you hear your voice on a Campbell soup commercial, you could be like, wait a minute, that's my voice.
Mm-hmm. And you're
entitled to it. Yeah. What do y'all think of that?
That's amazing. I'm glad that they're figuring this out.
Mm.
I mean, we're always making the argument that the laws, there's nothing, as fast as they pump this stuff out, there's nothing to really protect. The technology comes out so quickly, we can't make it to court in time to talk about it.
Mm.
We haven't had a chance to use it. How do we write laws for something that we haven't used?
Especially when the speed of bureaucracy is slower than the elderly couple in the left lane with their blinker on.
Seriously. Here's some fun stuff. In the next 12 months, TikTok will lead the way in social e-commerce. Melissa, remember I said this. TikTok will be leading the way in social e-commerce. This is not a huge swing, given that TikTok is already the leading social e-commerce app. The question is whether TikTok will be able to parlay that behavior into shopping in-stream.
What? In-stream shopping?
Because that's where most of the action is.
In the stream, the QEC.
Right, like say we go live on TikTok right now, and we host a stream, and then we do some contests and stuff like that. Like we have a shop there. Like you can go to Sepsis right now on TikTok, go type it in, and you'll see that there's a shop there, and that you can buy things from it. And
So everything's turning into whatnot.
TikTok is an everything app.
Mm.
It's not, and it never was. It never was a Macarena karaoke app. That was just part of it. That just took off with certain people. And
That was the test.
well, for that part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Originally, ByteDance had other products.
Oh, okay.
TikTok is one product in ByteDance, so it's not like they're not just limited to one product, but specifically the thing that makes it challenging for TikTok to overcome is vertical. What will happen to TikTok once we don't have a vertical digital world?
Right.
Oh yeah, you weren't kidding. There is a shop on there.
You feel what I'm trying to say?
You don't have any products yet, though.
No, not yet.
I was curious. I had to look it up.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what will the question is? What will some of these companies do when these apps leave the phones? What will some of these apps do when people grow out of vertical video?
They'll adapt. They'll find a way.
You know, they probably will. But that's the big question. Is that is the big what really?
Well, if you have a lot of these smart devices like the smart fridge and all that, before you can get milk, you have to watch a 30-second ad before it lets you use your own refrigerator. I'm just guessing. That's probably what's going to happen.
That's a great prediction.
Wow, that is gonna be wild.
I think the clothes are gonna have ads on them. Like when we're walking, the clothes are just gonna flash
Right.
ads.
Our vehicles too.
Well, I don't even think clothes or vehicles will have colors. I think you'll just have skins.
And you get to
Everybody will be driving the
customize your
NASCAR
skin.
type.
Kind of like how you customize your Apple Watch.
Kind of how all the sedans are the same now. Kind of how everything is the same. Kind of how when you look at any phone, no matter what, Samsung, no matter what it is, it all looks like this.
Yeah.
They all have the same apps. So you could buy a Samsung or an iPhone or whatever it is. It doesn't matter which one you buy.
It's all the same.
They can't even claim that they do anything different anymore.
Wow.
That's when you know we've reached equilibrium. That's when you know we're about to get out of phones.
Mm-hmm.
Is at the point when you can't justify the price because you can't. Spotify can't say we do something different than Apple. Apple can't say we do something different than YouTube. YouTube can't say we do something different than TikTok. TikTok is doing something different than all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they can justify the bread. That's why they can justify the practice. If Apple and Spotify don't add new features, they can't justify the price hike.
Yeah.
Year over year, they can't keep telling consumers another 10, another 10, another 10. The issue is in order to do that, you have to say my screen does something different than the other guys. When you look at, I have different apps, I have different rappers, I have different girls, I have different art than the other guys got. I've got premium lossless audio. All the other guys got shitty fucking SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? I've got pretzels dipped in fucking, gold. He's got pretzels dipped in dog shit.
Ew.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and then you attack the other guy. You know what I mean? The other leading brand tastes like bad pussy. You hit him over the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our brand will fucking whiten your teeth like the Taj Mahal.
Oh dear.
See what I'm saying? You boast that your stuff, so this, it looks the same, but it's going to do something different. It's going to brighten up your life. Here it comes. You know what I mean? Like the Camry does something different than the Corolla. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit. You have to ask 8 different people permission to drive it. You can't just buy it.
You have to get permission.
It's a piece of junk.
Yeah.
And you drive it around and fucking...
Yeah.
In the next couple of years, we won't even have cars. We'll just have subscription. Car subscription. And the
Scooter.
Right, but the cool part about that is, it doesn't matter if you crack them up.
You mentioned that a while ago.
I said it, remember I said it first on this program. We're going to... Subscription car. It's going to be called Car. Call a Ride.
I love those. Every time you say
Actually,
Someone's gonna steal that idea.
I think those already exist.
Really?
There are services that you pay a monthly subscription and you can just
Oh,
get a
Oh
car.
yeah,
Shit.
like Carvana.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even heard of that.
Yeah. They're big in like
Maybe I didn't make it up.
metro areas like
I thought I made it up.
Boston, Chicago.
Well, they'll do it at next level when it becomes autonomous. It'll even be like that too. Like you'll be able to car like, you know what I mean?
The calling it car is so perfect.
She just likes the branding. She's like, man, that's ill.
Branding
That
is
is fantastic. It's
Or soon it'll be. I mean,
Thank
like
you.
cars are self-driving now, so the next subscription will be, instead of like Uber, you have an app where you just call for a ride and it's just a shuttle that shows up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Soon we'll be going back to the old city trolley, but it'll all be.
That's kind of how I thought about it.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
But instead of predetermined routes, it's just based on whoever hits the button.
Yeah, and the other thing is like you'll be like watching your trip on your phone or like whatever your device is at the time.
Yeah.
Like, and they're saying like these things won't even have windows.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, no, they say
It'll
like
just be
it'll
advertisements.
purified. Yeah, it'll be like purified. Yeah,
It's like Fahrenheit 451, I'm telling you.
she loves that Fahrenheit.
It talks about this very thing where advertisements are everywhere. Your TV is your wall. There's advertisements running across your.
There's another
And
one
the
from
fire
Melissa.
department sets
And
fire to books.
I'm not gonna. That's awful.
It is awful.
I'm not gonna get into a massive discussion about this, but there will be an AI deep fake election scandal. Just understand it.
I believe it.
Okay.
AI created elements are already being, used by politicians, and it seems inevitable that AI will play some kind of role in the upcoming election. So I don't care which side you're on because I'm not on any of them. Just know that there will be this unfortunate issue, probably used by everyone. Lots of lawsuits and regulation around AI. The line between IP, public access, has been blurred by AIs. The lines have been blurred,
Oh my goodness.
which use human-created content to fuel their systems. Except this to be a big focus as AI tools continue to bring in cash and blur the lines. My lines have never been blurred, for the record.
Right.
Apple launches AI in its products. Look, Samsung's got to do it. What did I just say?
We all got to do it.
I told you the Samsung little thing was coming out, right? It's got a little creature in it. Now Apple launches AI in its products. It'll be interesting to see how Apple looks into taking the AI leap. Generative AI's next wave is text to video. I don't understand how that's the next wave because text to image wasn't any good.
No.
Name one artificially generated piece of art that you think stands up to human generated art. Please, I'm waiting.
Crickets.
I want anybody on the internet to show me an artificially intelligent created. These words don't even sound. They don't even sound like you can use them in tandem for what I'm talking about. Please, I repeat, humans of planet Earth, to my species, I would love you to please gather me one, not a collection, just one artificially intelligent, created heavy metal song that can stand up to any human generated heavy metal song. I have never heard, I have never seen any example of any AI art, any AI portraits, anything to any description, especially music, any text-generated images that were even pleasing to the eye in comparison to human-generated art. I have not found any example of AI art in any layer, at any tier, in any dimension, or any form, be it generated on its own or text generated. I have yet to see any comparable, competitive, piece of art or hear any music that can even stand a chance next to human-generated art. Yet. Where is it?
I have no clue.
What is give me one AI song that any human being can ever remember.
I don't know.
The Weeknd right now just passed Shape of You by Ed Sheeran as the most streamed song somewhere. Who cares? But the point is, it's not a robot. You can't. There's not anybody in this chat or anybody that will ever see this video that has replaced fake things with real things. I don't know why we keep going over it. The only reason why we keep covering it is because the amount of people that come to our pages and our websites and comment sections that are fucking obsessed with what's going to happen when AI comes out. It's out.
It's here.
And it's fucking boring.
Chad says, I don't want it.
Well,
He was the only one to say anything so far.
thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Thank you, Chad.
And I don't want anyone to have anything that they don't want. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want anyone to have anything that they don't want. People say they didn't want fast food. I remember when fast food was a big topic when I was a kid. Everybody said how terrible it was and how nobody wanted it.
Thank you, Sean, for 20 stars.
Everybody said when they started putting cameras up on every toll booth, on every corner after 9/11, people said, I don't want it. Well, you got them now. That's the only thing I want to bring to your attention. Is this is our last chance. This is the last few years where we'll be able to do much of anything without asking permission from one of these. Mostly everything we do from the time that we wake up, there's one of these little companies on here. We have to go into one of these little apps here to get something done. At every stage of our lives, they've created one of these little cubes. And the same little cubes are on the same little phones, and all the little phones are the same. We can't fill out job applications, you can't get married, you can't renew your licenses, business annuals, do your taxes. You can't follow the law. You can't live your life and follow the law unless your iPhone's updated. That's just crazy, dog.
Yeah, that's
like,
wild.
20 stars from Sean.
Thank you.
Yo, what up, Sean? Zach, you want to check out this EU thing?
Sure.
I'm going to follow along.
239
Whoa!
stars from Geo.
Hell yeah.
Geo! Thank
so
you.
much.
So the European Parliament has voted to adopt a new resolution calling for new rules to bring fairness and transparency to the music streaming platforms in the EU.
Oh?
Yeah. The resolution includes proposals for a new bill that would require streaming platforms like Spotify to open up their recommendation algorithms and make it clear when a song has been gathered by artificial intelligence. The aim is to give European artists fair visibility and prominence on music streaming platforms and prevent unfair practices that manipulate streaming figures and reduced artist fees.
This is just for European artists? Like, this does not include
Yeah.
USA?
Well,
That's
no.
a-
So
because,
only European artists will have these...
yeah, laws in Europe get,
Sorry.
processed. They do things quicker there than they do here. The bill could also mandate that music streaming platforms correctly label music generated by AI systems. The European Union's plan also includes provisions to ensure a wider distribution of streaming revenue to all artists involved in a recording, not just the main artist. Wow.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Right? The European Parliament's move,
They're so different than we are.
Yeah.
right?
They want to give credit to everybody involved.
Why are they so different?
Because
I
they
feel-
value
Aren't we
music.
Englishmen?
One would think, but I mean,
We did break away from them.
yeah, we're traitors.
Yeah. But they value music over there.
I was gonna
differently
say,
than
live
here.
music over there is much different.
Why do you
than
think
over
that is? Why do you think MTV was such a big deal here, and live music was such a big deal in Europe?
Because they're not as repressed as we are over here.
I never thought of it like that.
Over there, free love still reigns. Their move is in line with efforts in other countries such as Canada and Uruguay to support local artists and ensure fair remuneration.
Let's go with it.
Yeah. Digital Music Europe, a trade organization representing streaming platforms, argues that music streaming is beneficial to the music sector and leads to more diversity and discovery of music, questioning the need for regulation.
That's so perfect to end on. What do you think about that? Thoughts?
I think it's interesting to see how Europe is handling this
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the United States.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the United States is waiting for the UK
Every
to
time-
figure it out
every
before
time-
we figure it out.
Every time we bring up stuff, we just argue and fight over it. From neighborhood level, like when we talk about scary stuff in this country, we make fun of each other. We fight about it. We bully each other. We insult each other. That's the common theme. I see in myself as an American. I see in my neighbors. And regarding that kind of behavior, prison's a much more docile place.
Mm.
Because you can't just behave emotionally without there being consequences. So, I'm not sure how it is in Europe, in the club, you know?
I will say government-wise, so the reason why Europe is able to get their crap together compared to America is the political parties in, say, England are much different than the ones that are in Austria. It's not, whereas here, there's just the two parties for the entire country. Or at least the two dominant parties.
Right.
The other parties per state don't actually get a say.
Okay. Right.
But in Europe, the European government is only governing what's best for all of Europe, whereas American government are trying to get what's best for their own state and territory and party. So there's a lot more at play. And also here, we're too focused on arguing.
That's what I meant. It's we can't. It's hard for us to even have a conversation without even insulting each other. Like we can't. It's hard to sort anything out.
Right.
When you're distracted by.
If Will's in party 1 and I'm in party 2, but Will comes up with a really good bill that, would be very beneficial to everybody in the country, like, say, something like that, where artists will get paid and it'll be more fair. But because he's in party 1, I'm automatically going to say no, just because of who he is and who he hangs out with in party 1.
Right.
And I'm in party 2, so I can't support that, even if I do agree with it.
And people that he has commitments to support the shit that's not helping everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing ever gets done.
And also, too, my endorser who's paying my re-election campaign is against what Party 1 is for.
Right. If you're
I'm bought.
Right. If you're a paleontologist and I said Triceratops has 3 horns. If you want to keep your job as a paleontologist, it's got 3 horns.
Gotcha.
That's all we got for tonight, though.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
See you guys next
Good night.
week.
Rock on.
That's only 2 horns.